been a complete nightmare. It's been, as I say, been badly handled, and it's not done boxing or anyone else involved in any favours. I mean, no favours at all. It's just ridiculous.
Situation.
Well, the fact that the ring have put out a post saying that it's obviously in jeopardy and it might not happen.
I can't comment, Colm, because it's not. Neither of my fighters. I've heard conversations. Nothing to do with me.
Do you have any heavyweights that they're going to look? Because they do say they're going to look for replacements. Is there heavyweights that you have that would be ready?
Me?
It's foolishness. How can you be so stupid? That's street mentality. This is world-class boxing. This is top-level boxing. If you want to bring that stuff to boxing, that's what happens. If you want to bring that mentality to our game, that is...
Because at the end of the day, no one cares about excuses. It doesn't matter if the excuse is real or if you genuinely were unwell or injured or anything. No one cares.
Rico Verhoeven could withdraw from the Usyk fight in a shocking last-minute twist. Rico Verhoeven's clash with Usyk has been thrown into chaos just hours before fight night. According to inside reports, serious concerns have emerged around Verhoeven after an alleged failed drugs test triggered emergency discussions behind the scenes. Nothing has been officially confirmed yet. However, the situation has already pushed promoters into crisis mode, with talks reportedly underway about a possible replacement opponent for Usyk. What was expected to be a historic crossover showdown is now hanging by a thread.
Speaks to the people direct and then make a decision if he's out.
Okay. When did you first learn about this, Frank?
Very late this afternoon.
Okay, so it's been a stressful day.
To say the least. For the fighters as well. It's a shame for the fighters, for everybody involved. TV companies, and more importantly for the fans. Riyadh season, you know, His Excellency, everybody involved with this. We're all gutted, but what can you do? That's
Behind the scenes, Don Charles explains how brutal these last-minute fight decisions truly are. The involvement of two independent doctors shows just how serious the situation has become. If Rico is forced out, it would not only be a sporting setback, but also an emotional disaster for a fighter who prepared for months and now risks losing everything overnight.
Unfortunately, a show of that magnitude, to be pulled out of it, people don't think about how does the boxer feel to lose the opportunity of fighting.
Johnny Nelson is calling the entire situation absolute madness if Rico ends up withdrawing. He points directly at the chaos unfolding behind the scenes, making it clear this is far from casual drama. This is elite boxing, where uncertainty wastes everyone's time. If Rico pulls out now, it would become a complete embarrassment for the event.
The next governing body in line, I'm not sure which one it is, they will say your mandatory is due against our mandatory challenger, and that is what will happen.
Moving tact a little bit, there's been a move from a promoter to change broadcast.
Derek Chisora tears into the excuses, saying enough is enough when fighters continue blaming everything from drugs to contaminated water after missing major opportunities. He is clearly criticizing the repeated pattern of avoiding accountability in boxing. In a situation where Rico could potentially withdraw, that frustration would erupt even louder throughout the sport.
Bad beef, or it's going to be tea, or it's going to be them burritos that been eating in Mexico. Fucking mug.
Eddie Hearn draws a hard line, saying any fighter caught cheating should be completely removed from the sport. Although he defends the current situation, his message remains strict and unforgiving. On a high-pressure card like this, one failed test or serious allegation can instantly destroy reputations and derail everything.
Any fighter that has knowingly cheated in a sport of boxing should never be allowed to fight again. And I do not believe that he's one of them. And I believe that from the information that's been provided and the fact that he was cleared to fight, I believe that he will be cleared.
Frank Warren makes it clear there is absolutely no room for shortcuts, stressing that every fighter will be heavily tested and monitored closely. In a situation already filled with tension, that level of scrutiny only increases the pressure. If anything goes wrong now, it will not simply create drama, it will trigger immediate consequences for everyone involved.
Testing for this fight. He will be tested, like every boxer on the card will be tested. And I'm sure they're going to test him a bit more, because that would be the natural reaction. I'm sure of that, and he knows that better than anybody. But every boxer will be tested. It's a high-profile card, and the border control will be all over it. It's not just VADA, they're also tested.
Johnny Nelson goes into full warning mode, saying drugs do not improve fighters, they only risk lives and destroy careers. His tone is serious, almost angry, as he highlights how dangerous any violation can be. In a volatile situation like this, one mistake does not just cancel a fight, it can instantly destroy a fighter's entire future.
And hit AJ, not to might kill them. God forbid if that happened. and this guy's on gear and his fighters on gear. What I'm saying is that they now need to talk about legal action outside of boxing to say, if you take this, you are legally going to be prosecuted because you could kill someone.
Spencer Oliver appears completely baffled by the situation, questioning how something like cocaine could end up in a fighter's system at such a critical moment. His tone is blunt and frustrated, pointing directly at the lack of discipline when everything is on the line. At this level, no excuse can survive serious scrutiny. One mistake like this does not just raise eyebrows. It immediately places careers under a microscope and creates doubts that can follow a fighter into every future performance.
Cocaine, you just go, how has that got in your system? He's got some explaining to do for one, and you think with what you had on the line and with what you was, what was coming up for you, and the opponent you had in front of you, you just go like, cocaine in your system. It's
Paul Smith demands zero tolerance, stressing that testing can detect even the smallest trace, making every explanation sound weaker. His words reflect disbelief mixed with harsh judgment, as he refuses to soften the situation in any way. At the same time, he emphasizes how quickly things can spiral out of control when drugs are involved. In a high-profile fight environment, even suspicion alone is enough to damage trust, disrupt preparation, and completely alter public perception of a fighter.
Don't forget, when they're testing, they're only testing for a trace. It's not an amount that are testing for any trace. He could have been counting money. I'm not saying he has, I don't know. But it's very surprising to me. And, listen, I want to ban them all, ban every...
Oleksandr Usyk keeps his focus serious and disciplined, making it clear that he treats every opponent as a genuine danger rather than a spectacle. His mindset remains locked in, showing no signs of relaxation or overconfidence despite the hype surrounding the fight. That level of concentration is exactly why he continues to operate at an elite level. While others discuss chaos and controversy, Usyk remains fully focused on fighting. In situations like this, discipline and focus become the greatest weapons, separating champions from those distracted by everything happening outside the ring.
This guy can good not only legs and hands too, but it's dangerous. My focus every time because it's fighter. I'm not relaxed. Oh, this is easy money. No, this is fighter, but for me it's 100%.
Jay Opataya reinforces just how dangerous Usyk truly is, reminding everyone that he is not simply winning, but dominating elite world champions with ease. His point serves as a serious warning for anyone preparing to face him. History does not lie, and Usyk has repeatedly dismantled top-level opposition. That level of dominance makes every opponent hesitate, because when a fighter has already defeated the best so convincingly, every new challenge feels like walking directly into destruction.
But I see Usyk doing what he does, you know what I mean? He's put on clinics against other world champion boxers. People, like, I forgot about that. Like, he's defeated convincingly other world champion boxing.
Fury twice, AJ tries to avoid everyone.
These guys are great.
And a cruiserweight.
And he made it look fucking easy, so, it's...
Peter Fury strongly backs Rico, almost sounding as though he is building anticipation for something explosive. He emphasizes a long and intense training camp while claiming Rico is in the best condition of his life, raising expectations to a dangerous level. When a trainer speaks like this, it is not casual praise, it is pressure building rapidly. If Rico fails to deliver, all of those massive claims could collapse instantly, which is exactly what makes this fight situation feel so intense and unpredictable.
Rico's got serious ability. I'm over the moon with him. And listen, if it goes 1 round, 6 rounds, 9 rounds, 12 rounds, it doesn't matter to me. I deeply respect Rico. He's like one of my sons, basically. We're that close. So it's
Rico enters the fight confident, almost defiant, claiming he is bringing something Usyk has never experienced before. That kind of statement shows belief, but it also carries major risk because stepping into Usyk's world brings a completely different level of pressure. He talks about winning by any method, whether knockout or decision, showing flexibility but also uncertainty in execution. In elite-level fights, confidence alone is never enough. If his strategy fails to work early, Usyk's experience could quickly expose the weaknesses in Rico's approach.
For me, the first objective is to win. And how we're going to win, we'll see. If it's a knockout, it's a knockout. If it's a decision, it's a decision. So, and if it would come to a decision and I get the win, wow. Then I face the best pound for pound fighter in the world for years and years, and I've beat him in 12 rounds. Then he tried everything and he couldn't beat me. So that would be like the ultimate.
Derek Chisora is throwing complete chaos into the prediction game, casually suggesting Usyk could lose while still backing the idea that one punch can change everything. His tone feels unpredictable, almost reckless, reflecting how heavyweight opinions constantly swing between logic and pure emotion. The just hit the guy mindset ignores everything Usyk usually controls: distance, timing, and rhythm. But that is exactly what makes heavyweight discussions so explosive. One moment of belief can completely flip expectations, even against a champion as dominant as Usyk.
So Verhoeven would beat you then, right?
Mate, I don't. Yeah, maybe so. But I'm telling you, he might beat you. He's gonna beat Usyk.
Really?
Yeah.
How does he do that?
Just hit the guy.
Yeah, no, but it's not that easy, as you know.
Eddie Hearn strikes a balanced tone, giving Rico full respect as one of the top kickboxers while also acknowledging his raw power. However, underneath the praise lies a clear warning. Success in kickboxing does not automatically translate into elite-level boxing dominance. By highlighting Rico's striking ability, Hearn also indirectly increases the pressure on him to prove himself in a completely different arena. Against someone like Usyk, respect alone means nothing. It must turn into real performance under true boxing conditions.
Let's respect Rico enough for what he is. You know, he's a good striker. He's one of the greatest kickboxers of all time. He can punch very hard, physically.
Eddie Hall is going all in, essentially placing Rico at the top of the danger list above elite names like Usyk, AJ, and Fury, instantly raising the stakes to another level. His argument is built entirely on intensity, claiming Rico's kickboxing pressure and aggressive style could shock anyone competing under boxing rules. But this kind of hype also creates enormous expectations that can backfire quickly. Once you label someone the hardest man on the list, anything less than total dominance suddenly looks like failure.
This is why these Jake Paul fights are working. It's the transition. It's bringing basketball players against football players against, just weird and wonderful things. And I just feel like a world strongest man versus a world champion boxer in an MMA fight just makes sense. Let's make it happen.
Johnny Nelson is sounding the alarm on two extremes here: Usyk's preparation and Rico's ability to survive under pressure. He emphasizes that Usyk's camp appears intense, disciplined, and highly focused, exactly the mindset champions carry into major fights. At the same time, the warning is obvious. If Rico cannot survive that early storm, the fight could become one-sided very quickly. The detail about heavyweights being pushed hard in sparring only strengthens the image of a champion sharpening his weapons. This is where experience matters most because, once Usyk finds his rhythm, very few fighters can break it. The narrative is now shifting toward discipline versus intensity, and that usually favors the more complete boxer.
We've got to be able to pull that out of Usyk. So once he can pull it out, but if he can't, and Usyk gets on a roll. Listen, I'm hearing stuff in Usyk's training camp. Usyk's training, and I mean, he's got 5 big guys. He's got 5 fast guys that he's sparring with, and he's smashing them. To the point where it's got this last week, they're only letting him do 6 rounds. The 5 guys, the 5 heavyweights that he's mashing.
Peter Fury fully backs Rico, almost as if he is trying to build unstoppable confidence before fight night. He talks about a long training camp, elite conditioning, and a fighter who has impressed everyone around him. But in fights like this, confidence becomes a double-edged sword. The more preparation gets hyped, the more pressure builds for execution. If Rico starts strong, all this belief appears justified. However, if he struggles early, every claim will immediately come under scrutiny. Usyk, meanwhile, does not rely on hype, he relies on performance. That creates a classic clash between confidence built in camp and proven elite-level experience inside the ring, where there is nowhere to hide.
Well, we'll see Saturday night, but he is a special individual. He's an incredible athlete as well. And he's put such a camp in. This has been a 6-month training camp. So, we want him to do as best as possible, obviously. And whatever the outcome is, it is. But there's one thing for sure. He's ready. He's going to put his best foot forward. And I think he's going to surprise a few people as well.
Paul Smith points directly at the controversy surrounding matchmaking, questioning how a kickboxer with limited boxing experience receives such a massive opportunity. His frustration reflects what many fans feel whenever major fights appear to bypass traditional rankings. Although he admits Usyk may deserve a lighter fight, he still draws a clear line regarding fairness in competition. This creates tension between legitimacy and entertainment. If Rico wins, the decision looks justified. If he struggles, the criticism will become even louder. At this stage, the debate is no longer just about skill levels. It is about whether boxing rewards merit or spectacle, and discussions like this always intensify when crossover fights reach the biggest stage.
Kickboxers for a long time and not really done much in boxing at all to definitely to warrant a shot at Oleksandr Usyk when there's a queue so big. And
Indeed.
You know what I mean? And that's the most important thing. The people who are sitting waiting for their shot in line are going to be fuming over this. Some would say, to counter that argument, Usyk's probably earned the right to have an easy...
Spencer Oliver completely questions the legitimacy of this matchup, asking how a fighter with only one professional bout could receive a world title-level opportunity. His tone reflects frustration with the system, suggesting it damages the structure of the sport and ignores ranking logic. Criticism like this becomes louder whenever crossover fights appear because many believe experience is being sacrificed for entertainment value. But that also creates enormous pressure on Rico because every mistake will now be magnified under a global spotlight. If he performs well, critics will be silenced instantly. If not, it will reinforce the idea that elite boxing cannot simply be fast-tracked, no matter how famous the fighter or how big the hype becomes.
This kid's had one bout as a professional boxer. You go, so, you know, how can he jump the queue and box Oleksandr Usyk for the WBC title? To me, that doesn't make any sense at all, and I think it makes a mockery, again, of the WBC, allowing...
The Rico versus Usyk situation has turned into complete chaos, from training camp hype to criticism, pressure, and uncertainty over whether the fight will even happen. On one side stands Usyk, a proven elite champion built on discipline and experience. On the other side, Rico brings power, intensity, and massive crossover pressure. But in fights like this, words mean nothing once the bell rings. Everything comes down to who handles the moment better under the brightest lights. Now the real question is, who wins this clash, Usyk or Rico? Drop your prediction in the comments and subscribe for more boxing breakdowns like this.